Well, I don't know how much time we've burned. I don't know how Toronto's time works. I heard that your minutes are 1 minute and 3 seconds long. So
well, these days your
beer's a little stronger and your minutes are a little longer.
These days they're 57 minutes, I'm told.
Huh? Oh, that's probably America's fault. We probably did too much fracking. Sorry about that. We had to we drink your milkshake a little bit. We heard there's some time up here we could use to power our cars. I don't know how long we've gone, but I know that we should meet some friends and play some D&D in that order. Now I know that we do have some friends that came here. Like I know Jan's here. Jane. Earthshine Jane. Is it?
It's Jane. It's just spelled weird.
Jane.
No offense, Jane.
Jesus, Jane. Jane, where are you? Are you here? Are you raising your hand? Do you want to come up and visit with us just for a little bit? Just for a second? For God's sake. Jane's been on the podcast before. Jane makes a special brand of moonshine called Earthshine because Harmontown is a moon colony. So Earthshine is what he makes. How are you, buddy? Where are you living now?
I live in it's called upstate New York, central New York, around Elmira.
So you made the trip here to Toronto to check out the show.
Yep.
Did you bring your kid?
Yep, Devin.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Devin. How are you?
So you're making moonshine in Elmira?
Yeah.
It's super legal there.
Well, it's actually not too bad. In New York State, you can make a limited quantity now.
Ah.
Can you guys hear him okay? Do you need to eat that mic a little more?
Do I need to eat the mic a little?
Okay. Do you sell that Earthshine or?
No, I can't. You're not allowed to sell.
It's a labor of love. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, Spencer drank some. I don't know if you can tell.
How you doing, Spencer?
I'm doing good. I didn't drink that much. I'm feeling warm.
Yeah, it comes in about 135 proof. So yeah, you definitely want to cut it with water, serve it on the rocks.
That's tough. Yeah, we saw most of these people saw the movie. I did. That wasn't your moonshine, but
no,
it was high proof alcohol.
Right now, the crowd is going, "Oh, I hope Dan drinks some of it."
You gonna take a pull? You don't need to take a pull.
They want that ending.
I mean, I'm more than happy to. It's backstage. The show's almost over. So, there it is.
You're going to want to chase it with some vodka.
Harmontown Earthshine. And I just noticed your logo is like it's like the male-female symbol, but it's like the male thing, but the wiener is kind of bent around the circumference.
It's because you're talking about your
I did this,
sex drive diminishing.
Actually, I did a bumper sticker version of that some people have seen. It says Harmontown Next Tangent.
It's a tangent.
And so it's like an off-ramp type of motif.
Now, Aaron told me one thing. Keep him away from the shine.
Yeah. Oh, really?
No. Bob Scratch Goldfarb, you have one job.
Cheers.
Oh, no. That's what I did.
I mean, it's so crazy. So, would you ever talk about... Do we ever talk about on stage like
we tried to? You were trying to interview me, and Jeff kept interrupting me. So it's
the transgender.
I'm Bobcat. He just pointed at me. Jeff.
Well, it's your seat.
I think Jeff's a lot more hurt than I am right now.
So when I came up on stage, I introduced myself as Glenn.
Glenn.
Right. Which is my birth name, and then I was feeling kind of like, oh shit, here's a chance. There's a community. It's going to be very accepting. I could have just come out as transgendered right on the front. So I sent you a letter afterwards that you got the next night, and then you read it in episode 79. You read some of it, and you guys talked about it for like 5 or 10 minutes about transgender, and it was really cool because you really shared a lot of just very forthcoming, very accepting around the whole idea of transgenderism.
Because transgender is the new black. I want to in on the ground floor of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to get shot in the fucking.
They say the T word, man.
No, but the transgender thing is like, I can't even say a simple thing like, it's crazy. Like, someone will go, that really offended me when you said it's crazy. gets fucking crazy. Like we're us struggling to cope with it, to work with it is a crazy new thing. It's new. It's very new.
It's coming out of this whole stigma of being a mental illness and trying to deal with it as like an actual code in the DSM-4, DSM-5 diagnostic manual for people, but the mental illness side of it is that I'm really confused, but the society is confused about me, and I'm trying to deal with a society that has all these expectations
what you're
about
saying
how
is,
I'm going to behave.
There was a time if somebody were to say, I guess I was born a dude technically, but I truly feel like I would like to identify as a woman. There was definitely a time, and I think we're still living in that time, when people would go, well, okay, we have a word for that. It's called crazy. And
dysphoric.
But now the progression is that we're like, oh, okay, let's stop calling that crazy. Let's build a society around people being allowed to do that.
And as people start to do that, you start to dig a little bit more deeper into just how complex it is. You and Jeff started to get into this a little bit. You started talking about Kinsey scale and stuff. But people are starting to recognize that, so you can have this continuum from male to female, when people can sit in between somewhere on how they identify, but also how they present and what their biology is, what's their physiology, what is their genetics. Every one of those aspects has a sliding scale.
Right.
Nobody is at either end. And not only do you not sit at a particular point in any of those scales, you have ranges, and those ranges change with time, and they interact with each other. And that's just the gender identity part of it, or the physiology. Then you have the whole sexual side of it as well. Are you attracted to men? Are you attracted to women? Are you attracted to both? Are you attracted to neither? Are you attracted to people who are particularly somewhere sitting in between? You have the whole idea of pansexuality or asexuality, and all these variables. You can stack them up in this hyperspatial. And I've developed one of these. Remember, I'm a scientist, so you can hyperspatially map a person's sexual, gender, physiological identity, and you find out, God, we are fucking complex.
Yeah, imagine we would be.
How is society going to deal with that?
I'm pretty sure in 15 years you'll be able to, because I see video games where I can choose to be a man or a woman or something in between. Like right now, you can still hit a binary switch. You can go, I'll be a female, but I'll be a plant creature.
Makes the code a lot more simple.
Like there's gonna the code will break those barriers down, and video games will just be like, well, what do you do you want to have feminine characteristics, or what does that mean? Like, that's also a dichotomy. My point being that in terms of simulation, we always look forward to simulation. Like 20 years from now, you're going to put a USB. I'm sure that standard will still remain. You're going to put a keychain plug in the back of in a hole in the back of your head, and for 6 hours, if you have 6 hours to spare, you're going to get to know what it feels like to be an adolescent octopus. Like you're not gonna, and you're gonna come out of that experience and having totally fucking loved and lost as a female octopus, adolescent octopus, and you're going to go back to work and take over banks and stuff, but you're going to be like, fuck, I miss Stacy, and your wife's going to be like, what were you doing? No, I was playing, Tomb Raider, but it will. I mean, if we are afforded the opportunity, and I think Thailand stands in evidence of this. If we are afforded the opportunity, we will do a lot of fucked up shit. Like we will, like tourists will check into a hotel and they will explore different avenues, and they will bend different things. It's like we structure our civilization on like. Did I have too much moonshine? Is that why I'm talking this way?
What did Thailand do wrong?
Thailand didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry, Thailand. I've never been there. I was playing on a joke. I thought it would get a laugh. I definitely. It seems very. It seems as clear. Well, he makes it. It's like a bee drinking honey. Like big deal. But it seems as clear as it should have been to people who are making their money off of vinyl that MP3s were a thing, that sexuality is more complicated than a dichotomy. It seems that clear. That doesn't mean that anyone should get over their hangups, but it definitely does seem like it's like, oh, we're going to have to get used to the bit torrenting of sexuality. We're going to have to accept that, it's a four-dimensional tesseract. It's like,
and I'm turning 50. You and me, Bob, or the old people.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I have a lot of hope from the kids. I mean, I see that it's just becoming more and more common, a lot more fluid. And it's not everywhere, and it depends upon a lot where you live, but it's a creeping thing. It'll keep moving forward, I think, and people just see people like me, people like RuPaul. Well, maybe a little. No, absolutely though.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Chaz Bono. I mean, there's just a lot of people who are Bruce Jenner, evidently.
Well,
which I didn't know about.